also ensuring their safety. It can also increase our service efficiency by shortening the loading and unloading time of passengers who need less assistance. But it wouldn't be taking away from anyone because we will provide assistance to people who need it. So that wouldn't change. It just gives us the option for those people who are more independent to not have someone have to walk to their door and walk them back. We'd still assist them onto the bus and make sure they're safe. This addition could also reduce the time that many passengers spend in close proximity to the operators and could reduce exposure to contagious illnesses like COVID. We're asking that you approve this change to the dial-a-ride service to add the curb to curb.
All right, commissioners, any questions? If not, I need a motion to approve it.
Motion to approve by Fitsom.
Second by Libbert.
All right, further discussion. Roll call vote.
Rick Miller,
Aye.
Ryan Fitsom,
Aye.
John Libbert,
Aye.
Kurt Hunstinger.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Item 13, consideration of 2020-2021 St. Cloud State and St. Cloud Technical College Joint Powers Agreement.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is David Green, Chief Operations Officer. What I've brought in front of you today is a request for approval to enter into a joint powers agreement with the Technical College as well as St. Cloud State. We've made a few changes this year. So St. Cloud State, due to the amount of a reduction in the amount of students that are going to be on campus, or the predicted amount of students that are going to be on campus, we are not providing the shuttles for them this year by their choice. And so we looked at it as an opportunity to kind of true things up. In the past, we've done this predicted amount of rides and this catching up at the end of the year. That model is not consistent with what we provide for the other districts. And so we took this as an opportunity with the changes to St. Cloud State, as well as some changes in with the Technical College and their contract. We took this as an opportunity to kind of make it fair across the board. Every school that we deal with, St. Cloud Technical College, St. Cloud State, District 742, will be paying the same rate per ride. And it will be on a monthly billing basis. And so each month they will be invoiced for the actual amount of rides that they use. There's no truing up at the end of the year. There's none of this prepaying. It gives them the opportunity to see where their rides are going and what service they're paying for. And so before you is a request to approve a contract with those parameters for the Technical College as well as St. Cloud State.
Commissioners, any comments? Need a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Libbert. Second, Hunstinger.
Further discussion? Roll call vote.
Ryan Fitsom,
Aye.
Rick Miller,
Aye.
John Libbert,
Aye.
Kurt Hunstinger.
Aye.
All right, motion is approved. Item 14, Connex pilot program discussion.
Good afternoon again, Commissioners. I was doing some thinking, and we've had some internal discussions, but I'm sure all of you recall it was probably a little bit later than this time last year. There was a decision to extend the Connex pilot project for another year, adjust the fare structure, and then make some adjustments to the service times. And with that, the idea was that we were going to run Connex for this year and then kind of reevaluate at that time to see where we're at and make a permanent decision as to whether that was going to be a permanent service or whether we were going to look at other options or potentially go back to the previous fixed route service. I asked to have this added to the agenda because we've had some internal discussions about COVID-19. Obviously, we, with the changes to the fare structure, the changes to the service time, and then you add COVID-19 on top of this, the Connects pilot project has had some significant challenges. And so ridership has, as you're aware of, last time we did some comparisons and we made some educated estimates, and including some of the transfer data along with the ridership. But this year, it's purely 100% Connects ridership compared to last year Connects ridership. So there's no estimating that needs to be involved, and that ridership has fluctuated anywhere between a 5% reduction to a 40% reduction at the height of COVID-19. And so with that, we've started to have some internal conversations, and so I thought it was best if we brought it back to the board for some discussion to see what direction, before we get too far into this and before we start making any assumptions or taking anything into consideration on our end, some of the thoughts from the board. You know, do we want to extend this for another year because COVID-19 has certainly affected the results? Have we decided that nope, this is the year that we were going to give it another shot, and COVID-19 happened, and so regardless of COVID-19, that's what we decided. I guess I'm just looking for some guidance from the board as far as what direction you would like us to head in before we invest a ton of time and end up having the wrong direction in mind against the board's wishes or direction. And so I'm just looking for some discussion or some ideas or some guidance. We certainly don't need any sort of decision at this point, or maybe we can make a decision at this point, but I'm just looking for a little bit of insight and to what you're thinking.
It seems to me that with COVID that it probably isn't a true assessment of it. I guess, Ryan, what would you think in Sartell? Have you heard anything? Or?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, but I would agree with you. I mean, I look at Uber and other rideshare options, and obviously they're dramatically down due to COVID. People aren't getting out and about like they normally would. I even think probably the rides to the grocery stores, which are critical, or you look at clinics, are critical across the board. All that stuff's down. So I don't know that it's a true comparison. I'll continue to be an advocate for that type of service, as I think it forces us as Metro Bus to reinvent ourselves and how we deliver to the community or to the ridership. So I don't know that it's a true comparison. It's difficult to continue on if we don't see light at the end of the tunnel. But I guess I don't see that. I don't see COVID setting us back. And I think the $7 million gift that we were given from MnDOT or DOT, I think that comes into play here with offsetting some of the ridership that we maybe would have had.
Normally expired.
The end of December.
End of December. So any thoughts from any commissioners? Do we extend it another whole year, or do we extend it 6 months, or do we just say the end of December it's done? I guess I'd like some opinions, or at least I guess Dave would like some opinions on where he should go with it.
Mr. Chair, this is Kurt. I agree with what Ryan and Mayor Rick said, and Mayor Ryan. I was hoping for some numbers, obviously, so we could do a comparison, but everything's off the table. I mean, as Ryan said, the clinics, half the places were closed that people would go to. So I don't think we can actually do a fair comparison at this point. I think we have to look at it for another year. I know it's a little bit early before December, but I don't think a lot's going to change between now and December. I think we almost have to give it another year. We can't penalize a program like that because of COVID.
Any other suggestions or ideas? That sounds realistic to me. So what do the other commissioners think?
I think it's fine, especially with the influx of the federal money. It's not really destroying anything at this point. So most of it's being paid for. So I think we could stretch it.
Ryan, does that sound Stay with you.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, Rick, Mayor Miller, I don't know which one you're talking to.
Tell Ryan.
you talking to me, Rick, or Ryan Fitzum?
You go ahead, Ryan Daniel.
Oh, it sounds good, Rick. I mean, with COVID happening this year and the 5 months of 75% of 75% of ridership reduction, Connects didn't get its fair share. So extending it a year would be fair, and especially that we have the CARES Act funding, we could use a portion of that to cover the run, to cover the costs. With Connects. Hopefully,
Right.
we can see an increase in ridership, but we do have the CARES Act funding, which is correct. We could use money of that to cover Connects, because this is related to COVID. We're not able to get a true ridership assessment, so we do have funds available for that. And it would be nice if we could do it for a year extension, at least to see what the numbers are. Now, at the end of next year, if we're not able to see any additional ridership gains, then we could have the same discussion around the same time next year, and then we could plan for 2022.
All right, I think there's a consensus, Dave, that we can push this out a year, so I guess that you can work it from there.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thanks, Dave. All right, item 15, Ryan, COVID update.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We continue to operate our service levels at full capacity, with the exception of North Star Link. This service continues to operate 2 a.m. peak trips and 2 p.m. peak trips, consistent with the train schedule. We continue to not collect fares, and rear door boarding is still in place. All of the fixed route shields, operator shields, have arrived, and the installation process has begun. All of our employees are required to wear face masks or face shield in all of our facilities and buses within our service area whenever a non-employee member of the public is present. This concludes the update. I will take any questions you may have at this time. Thank you.
Commissioners, got any comments or questions? All right, anything else before us?
No, that is all.
Guess we can adjourn at 4:20. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right, we are adjourned. Thanks, guys.